No one saw this coming. Carson Beck, once Georgia's calm and collected quarterback, has turned Miami football into a national talking point. Some call it the smartest transfer of the season. Others say it's the riskiest move of his career. But whether you love him or not, Beck's transformation in Miami is impossible to ignore. From multi-million-dollar deals to emotional press conferences, from injury recovery to public criticism, this story has it all. Let's break down how Carson Beck went from Georgia's quiet star to one of the most polarizing players in college football. The Georgia years, built on precision and patience. Before Miami, Beck was the definition of control. At Georgia, he was calm, calculated, and consistent. Coaches loved him for his composure. Fans trusted him to keep the Bulldogs' offense stable. He wasn't the flashiest player on the field, but he got the job done. During his 2023 season, Beck threw for thousands of yards with incredible efficiency, posting completion percentages north of 70%. He led Georgia to huge wins, looked confident in big games, and showed all the hallmarks of a future NFL quarterback. But behind that success was a quiet pressure building. Georgia was a machine, loaded with five-star talent everywhere. And while Beck was steering the ship, critics often wondered whether it was him or the system that made it work. Inside the locker room, he was known as analytical, the kind of quarterback who'd spend late nights watching film rather than scrolling social media. He was trusted, but he wasn't celebrated like some of his predecessors. Then came the turning point that would redefine his career. The injury that changed everything. Late in the 2024 season, disaster struck. Beck injured his throwing elbow, a serious issue for any quarterback. It wasn't just a minor tweak, it required surgery and months of intense rehabilitation. The timing couldn't have been worse. Georgia was entering its postseason push, and Beck's name was quietly circulating among NFL scouts. Suddenly, everything froze. He was sidelined, uncertain, and facing an injury that could alter his throwing mechanics for good. In interviews, he tried to stay optimistic, but insiders described him as frustrated. Rehabilitation took longer than expected, and while he kept working, the question loomed: would he ever throw with the same confidence again? When you're a quarterback, every snap depends on your trust in your arm. Losing that comfort changes how you see the game. It also changes how teams see you. That was the moment Carson Beck's future began to shift. Beck entered the transfer portal. At first, fans thought it was a mistake, maybe a temporary entry or a move to test Georgia's commitment. But within days, it became real. Carson Beck was leaving. The move shocked the college football world. This was not some backup chasing opportunity. This was Georgia's starter, a proven champion, walking away from a powerhouse program to join Miami. Inside the program, reactions were mixed. Some players understood his reasoning. New system, new opportunity, new start. Others felt blindsided. Georgia was used to being the final destination for quarterbacks, not a stepping stone. But Beck had his reasons. He wanted to play in a system that would showcase his arm strength and football IQ, and Miami was offering exactly that, plus something Georgia couldn't. Miami had a vision. Head coach Mario Cristobal wanted to rebuild the Hurricanes into a national powerhouse, and he needed a proven leader under center. Beck was the missing piece. The pitch was simple. You bring the poise, we build the system around you. Behind the scenes, the offer came with major incentives. Reports indicated that Beck's Miami deal was one of the most lucrative NIL packages of that transfer cycle, valued at several $1 million with guaranteed income. It wasn't just about money, it was about belief. For Beck, the move wasn't a retreat from Georgia's shadow. It was a bet on himself. He was leaving the comfort of a well-oiled machine to lead a program known for passion, pressure, and expectation. And from the moment he arrived in Coral Gables, the cameras followed him everywhere. The Miami hype begins. From day one, everything about Beck's arrival felt cinematic. Fans packed practices, social media buzzed with clips of him throwing in drills. Miami's promotional team leaned into it hard. The new face of the Hurricanes, the next chapter of their legacy. He appeared at media days looking confident, speaking about leadership, discipline, and wanting to make Miami relevant again. But beneath the excitement was the pressure of expectation. This wasn't Georgia anymore. Here, Beck wasn't surrounded by five-star talent at every position. He would have to elevate the players around him. He would have to earn the fans' faith from scratch. The injury still lingered in everyone's mind. Was his arm truly back? Could he handle the heat and speed of Miami's offensive style? Everyone wanted to believe the answer was yes, and for a while, it looked that way. Early in the 2025 season, Beck looked like he hadn't missed a beat. His accuracy returned. His rhythm was sharp. In multiple games, he threw for over 300 yards with minimal mistakes. The ball placement, the decision-making, the calmness. It was all there. Analysts started calling Miami a dark horse playoff contender. Opposing defenses struggled to contain Beck's quick reads and precision passing. The narrative started shifting. Maybe this was the comeback story college football needed. Fans loved the poise. Media loved the storyline. Even critics admitted that Beck's adaptation looked effortless. For Miami, the hype train was full steam ahead. It felt like a new era. But in sports, success always comes with a twist. Then came the Louisville game. On paper, it was supposed to be another routine win for Miami, a chance to cement their playoff positioning and silence any remaining doubters. But from the first quarter, something felt off. Beck struggled to find rhythm. His receivers dropped key passes. The offensive line looked shaky. Pressure came from every angle, and the pocket collapsed faster than usual. By the fourth quarter, the Hurricanes were in a dogfight. Then it happened. A late-game interception sealed the upset. Miami lost, and just like that, the internet exploded. Clips of the pick spread instantly. Commentators questioned Beck's decision-making. Fans accused him of choking under pressure. Overnight, he went from Miami's savior to its scapegoat. But what really poured gasoline on the fire came after the game. During the post-game press conference, Beck described the interception as a miscommunication. That single-word choice split the fan base in half. Some defended him, saying it was honest and accurate. Others said he was dodging responsibility. The headline shifted from "Beck leads Miami resurgence" to "Beck blames teammate after costly loss." It became the biggest controversy of his career. The backlash and the pressure cooker. When a player signs one of the biggest NIL deals in college football, there is no such thing as quiet criticism. Sports networks replayed the clip non-stop. Commentators debated whether Beck was truly ready to be a leader. Fans filled social media with hot takes. Even some Miami supporters began to question whether the hype had been too much too soon. For Beck, the scrutiny was suffocating. Every throw in practice, every press appearance, every gesture was analyzed like it carried deeper meaning. But inside the program, teammates described him as focused. He didn't lash out. He didn't deflect blame publicly after that first wave of criticism. Instead, he reportedly doubled down on preparation, watching extra film, organizing team workouts, and trying to rebuild chemistry with his receivers. Still, one truth remained. Miami was no longer just playing for wins. They were playing to justify a multi-million-dollar investment. What's fascinating is how different Beck's game looks in Miami compared to Georgia. At Georgia, his system relied on structured play calls, steady protection, and short to mid passing routes that kept him comfortable. In Miami, the offense is faster, riskier, and far more improvisational. This has exposed both his strengths and his weaknesses. He's shown he can make elite-level throws into tight windows, but he's also shown that under constant pressure, his decision-making can falter. Analysts point out that he sometimes hesitates to throw deep unless the read is perfect, a byproduct of recovering from the elbow injury and adjusting to new timing with his receivers. Yet, when he's on rhythm, it's beautiful football. Smooth, surgical, and efficient. The transformation is real. It's not just about play style, it's about personality. Beck's demeanor has changed. In Georgia, he was quiet and understated. In Miami, he's more expressive, more emotional, and more vocal. He's learning to lead in a louder market, a place where energy and attitude matter just as much as execution. Miami's decision to bring in Carson Beck wasn't just about winning games. It was a statement, a declaration that the Hurricanes were ready to spend big, recruit aggressively, and chase national relevance again. If Beck thrives, Miami becomes a case study in how NIL money can revive a program. If he struggles, critics will call it a failed experiment in buying success. That's the double-edged sword of college football's new era. You can buy talent, but you can't buy chemistry. Inside the locker room, coaches and players have reportedly rallied around him, emphasizing unity over outside noise. But everyone knows what's at stake. Every touchdown and every mistake now carries implications that go beyond the scoreboard. The good news? There's still time for redemption. Beck's talent is real. His mechanics are clean. His leadership is improving. What he needs most is consistency. If he can string together clean, decisive performances, the noise will fade. Football has a short memory. Fans remember what you do last. We've seen quarterbacks recover from worse. The key is composure. Take ownership, stay grounded, and let the results do the talking. Beck doesn't have to be perfect, he just has to be steady. The arm strength, the IQ, and the work ethic are all there. What he's missing is that one signature comeback moment, the game that reminds everyone why he was once seen as an NFL lock. That could come any week now. And when it does, the same critics calling for his fall will be the first to praise his rise. And that's the story of Carson Beck's shocking Miami transformation. From Georgia's golden boy to Miami's most polarizing quarterback, his journey shows how fast college football fame can flip. But what do you think? Is Beck's Miami run a setup for redemption or the beginning of a decline? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video.